Without a winning mindset, you are guaranteed to fail. What you need instead is a way to keep your mind juiced with motivation and inspiration to chase your goals each and every day. Even when you're getting your teeth kicked in, judging yourself, comparing yourself to others, or having homeowners call you terrible names. In this video, you're about to watch 15 minutes of pure motivation gold, grabbing little golden nuggets from many of my videos to cram them into one to give you the fuel that you need. And if you want more, grab a copy of my book, The Roofing Sales Survival Guide. It's available on Amazon, Audible, narrated by yours truly. And I'm not even gonna let money be a factor. You can get a free digital version right now by clicking the link in the description or going to adamsfreestuff.com. Welcome or welcome back. Adam Bensman here, and please enjoy. Roofing sales is personal development in disguise, and the reward for growth is life-changing. I hope my content helps you create a richer life and bank account.
Do you know what confidence really is? Confidence is navigation. And that's why I'm standing behind this mountain, because right there in that little valley, that is one of my favorite mountain bike trails. And the first time I rode it, it scared the heck out of me. It is steep, it is gnarly, there's surprise turns, there's rocks in the middle of the trail, there's drops, there's all this stuff. But when I learned to be confident, I could predict where I needed to place the tires of my bike to lift up, to drop, to navigate, to spot that next turn and hit it. Confidence is predicting what is going to happen next. The reality is everything that we have developed in our personality and how we engage with the world was designed to help us survive and thrive. It was a mechanism for us to say, all right, world, this is how I'm playing your game. When this happens, I do this. And when we seek comfort or stability or safety, it reinforces these character traits of ours. So if we never had confidence in the face of conflict, or we had messed up childhoods or whatever it is, this stuff becomes ingrained in us. So there's kind of two parts to this confidence equation of navigating our next step. Part one is learning to let go of past patterns. They may have served you in your coping mechanisms through your childhood, your relationships, your marriage, whatever it is, but it may not be serving you today. Next is the practical side of what we can control. When I'm bombing down that mountain, I do it over and over again, and then I become more confident. I can go faster. I'm quicker on my feet. If my rear end slips out, I can quick pull it back in, lift up, jump over a rock, because I'm anticipating what's ahead. So what can you do in roofing sales to stay that step ahead? The answer is very simple. You must practice, but here's the catch. When you practice in the field, it costs you money. Think of it as every time you mess up, someone reaches inside your pocket and pulls money out. We don't want that to happen, but it's kind of inevitable. That's what experience leads to. But there's a better way to do it, and that's why I love role play. Even sitting there, talking at yourself in a mirror, you're rehearsing and learning how to overcome these things. Practicing your SLAP pitching formula. Okay? Practicing your ARO, objection handling formula. Acknowledge, reassure, overcome. By going through the motions and rehearsing what you do. When you do this, and especially in role play with a team member, as a group, if you run a team, this is where you work out the kinks. We do not rise to the occasion. We sink to the level of our training. So use your mirror, role play, time with friends, flashcards as an opportunity to rehearse so you can quickly navigate all the obstacles that you might face in sales to build that confidence.
Dealing with toxic, negative, angry people can totally put a damper on your day. And in roofing sales, we deal with toxicity all the time. It might even come up when you're just knocking on someone's door. They scream at you, calling you a scumbag, telling you to get a real job, calling you all sorts of names that I wouldn't even be able to say here on YouTube. And other times it comes up with our customers, people that we've served and everything seems like it's going just fine. And then like a light switch, they flip and all of a sudden they are angry, aggressive, insulting, and rude. And if you're anything like me, these things, even though we say, hey, don't take it personal, they can impact us. So let's jump into how do we deal with this toxic negativity? And I want to give you 3 helpful tips. Now, tip number 1 is to realize that it's not about you. Our reactions to things, our broadcasts of emotions are targeted, but they're really not at somebody. And just the same as someone who thought that it was a good idea to write me a negative review, That wasn't about me, Adam Bensman. That's not insulting my character. This is someone who just so happens to have enough free time and to feel compelled to share this. And I realized that instead of being angry, I realized it's not about me. In fact, I shifted from anger to a level of compassion to say, that must really not be a great way to live, to feel so compelled to just jump online and say negative things about someone else. So it's not about me and it's not about you. Now, tip number 2 is to reconnect with your why. Now, what is our why? I'll share mine. My why is to help every sales rep smash their income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. Now, I don't know if I'll ever be able to impact that many people. So I reconnect with that, say, hey, you know what? I can't let this one clown upset my path and distract me from serving my people. And just the same for you, your mission is to smash your income goal, I assume, and give every one of your customers an amazing experience. And if you allow this toxic negative energy to impact who you're serving, they're winning. And your mission is to stay focused on serving those people and just look at that as some distraction trying to pull you off course. So focus on your people, your why, and your mission. And then reason number 3, or method number 3, this is far and away my favorite. It is to close your eyes and recite all of the amazing customers that you served, the lives you've impacted, the stories you've heard from people, the emails that are sent in saying, thank you so much for helping me, the customers that write you a thank you card, the customers that send you home with homemade baked goods because they loved working with you. And when you go through all 3 of these in one and you say, it's not about me. And then number 2, I'm tapping into my why of being of service. And number 3, look, I am worthy. Look at all these people I've served. What you do is you create a shell of armor that all this toxic negativity, pew, 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 just bounces off. You'll provide a shell to deflect all the toxic negativity, which I'm going to let you in on a secret. The more successful you get, the more it comes. So you can fulfill upon your mission, smash your income goal, and give every customer an amazing experience. How to find unshakable confidence in what you're doing. And it doesn't start with any trick, any tip, or any hack. It starts with a deep drive and a deep desire to know what you're chasing. And I was thinking about it this morning while I was doing this journaling exercise. So I was sitting out on my deck and did an exercise that was inspired by Tony Robbins. And he said, it's not what you chase, it's why you do it. So I sat down this morning and I wrote down kind of why I'm doing this and what my vision is for the future. And you'll notice a couple things. One, it has nothing to do with money, because when, of course, everyone needs to make a living and financial goals should be a key part of your personal development strategy. However, when you only focus on money, you go off kilter. So I want to read to you one of my whys to inspire your development. So you can do the same things. I want to focus my work on inspiring and empowering and directly supporting massive transformation to the underserved segment of roofing salespeople and owners. Okay. I want to directly inspire 100,000 people by giving them the inspiration, guidance, and strategies to use the roofing industry as a catalyst that transforms their lives for the betterment of themselves and their family. And when I wrote down that why, it is way greater than money, way larger than earning an income, which of course I do. Of course I want to make money. I have products for sale. I have services that I offer. But it is not what makes me wake up and jump out of bed in the morning excited to do this. And what I recommend you do to stay motivated is to sit down and do this for yourself. Write down why it is what you're doing. Is it to support your family? Is it to support your husband or your wife? Is it to send your kids to college? Is it to get rid of all of your debt? Is it to get the vacation house that you've always been dreaming of? Is it to provide flexibility so you can take winters off and travel with the family, go see family, whatever it is? Like when you have that vision, when you're crystal clear about why it is that you're doing this, don't write anything about roofing. Don't write anything about money. Write down, what do I want in life? What is my big vision to support the lifestyle that I want to create? And you write that down. When you got your teeth kicked in, you're going to be able to get up and get after it. You're going to be able to go to work and say, you know what, that was a hard spot. Not everything is going to go smoothly, but when you're anchored into a strong why and a strong vision for what it is you're doing, that's the motivation that helps you get through the roughest of times. Because life ain't easy, sales ain't easy, nothing comes easy unless you work for it. And if you want to grind, which is different than hustling, there's grinding. If you want to grind it out and make it happen, you got to be focused on that bullseye. Write it down. 3 mindset shifts that are going to help you make door knocking not suck any longer. Because the reality is, the fear of knocking doors, the lack of confidence from not knocking doors, or the inactivity of saying, I'm afraid of it, so I won't knock doors, is the number one reason that people don't last in the industry. It's the high turnover. And it's the reason that they don't make as many sales as they should, or as many sales as they counted on. And it's an income killer, which leads us to mindset shift number 1. And that is this. Sales is personal development in disguise. Now, what do I mean by that? When we end up in sales, our job is to become a new version of us. We are faced with new scenarios. We are faced with new obstacles. We are faced with new challenges. We are faced with learning how to communicate clearly. We are faced with rejection and all these unpleasant things. And our job is to embrace the fact that sales is truly personal development in disguise. We need to learn how to face rejection and obstacles and uncomfortable situations in a new way that most people never have and never will need to encounter. Mindset shift number 2. Go from feeling like you're selling at the door to this, to starting a conversation. It's very easy. I faced rejection in a big way, same as many of you probably have. So I found for me, the easier sales that I made, the sales where my customers really enjoyed the process and liked me, that was through starting a conversation. I'd catch them mowing the lawn, washing the boat or the car, or gardening, and I'd walk up and I'd start a conversation. So as this is occurring, one night, it's 4 a.m, no joke, 4 a.m, I shoot out of bed and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, wow. I run into my office. I jump on my big whiteboard. I have a 6-foot whiteboard and I write these letters, SLAP. Many of you know what the SLAP formula is. This is my canvassing formula. Works for door-to-door sales. It works for cold calling. S, say hi, break the ice. Hey, my name's Adam. Beautiful garden, beautiful boat, whatever it is. So we're breaking the ice, starting the conversation about what's relevant, what matters to them. Then L, I'm going to let them know why I'm there and I'm going to make it very relevant to their neighborhood, to why I'm on their street. And then I jumped ahead to A, which is asking an open-ended question. When you let them know why you're there, you make it relevant, and then you ask an open-ended question that requires thought, they reply. That starts a conversation. Hey, while I'm here, do you have any objection if I hop up on your roof for a complimentary photo and video inspection? I'll show you what I find. So that's how we put this all together. Asking the open-ended question, waiting for them to reply because you're starting a conversation, then presenting to their answer. So when you're shifting this leads to the tip number 3, by the way. When you're starting a conversation and you're looking at not like selling people, it removes that sleazy, salesy feeling. Anyone can do this. Then it leads to this 3rd mindset shift, which is your number 1 goal is to find out, can I help? Your job is to start the conversation and then decipher, can I help them or not? If they said, our roof was done 2 months ago, move on. And if they say, hey, what are you talking about? What insurance? You know where they're at. Yeah, I can help find out if they have damage. So these are the 3 mindset shifts. You are there to start a conversation, right? Using the SLAP canvassing formula. And you're going to do it by shifting that mindset to finding out solely, can I help? And when you stick and stay in the same neighborhood and you use those multiple touches, all of a sudden you go from cold to warm to hot very fast. That is the idea. And door knocking becomes fun and easy. And when you do this, and when that progression becomes fast, you make even more sales. You have even more fun. You earn even more. My 3 weirdest beliefs that I believe have helped me become very successful in sales. And I've seen many successful roofing salespeople share these 3 really weird beliefs. Weird belief number 1, I believe that you should wear an expensive watch. Yes, you heard me right. I believe that you should wear an expensive watch. Why? Because when people pay, they pay attention. And there is absolutely nothing more precious in life than time. Here's why. When I was chasing my first 7-figure income, I knew, I came right up at that ceiling and I was close to it. And I said, listen, I know that the only way that I'm going to make my first 7 figures is by managing my time like a boss. I need to squeeze out more output from the limited time that I have. And the reality is you and I are living the same earth with the same minutes and same seconds every single day. And the person who brings the most value is able to produce the highest output are the folks that earn the highest income. So when I wanted to earn my first 7-figure income, for the very first time, it was the biggest income goal I set. I said, I'm going to make my first $1 million. I knew that in order to do that, I needed to manage my time. So I purchased a very nice watch. For me, it was a very nice watch. And when I started to wear a watch, an expensive watch, because when people pay, they pay attention. I bought an expensive watch for me because I knew if I was wearing it every day, I would pay attention to it and I would look at it. So my first weird belief is that whatever that means to you, I don't care if expensive is 50 bucks. I don't care if expensive is $15,000. Quite frankly, I don't care about the brand that's on your wrist. What I care about is that when you pay attention. And for you, my friend, the number one limiting factor of your income in roofing sales is not your ability to sell. It is time. So you put that expensive watch on your wrist as a constant reminder to pay attention to that time and to maximize it. My second weird belief is that I need to do something every single day to focus on self-awareness. As a salesperson, in order to understand others, it begins within. We understand our own human experience from looking at it from an objective perspective. So self-awareness can come from meditation. It can come from journaling, yoga, or even martial arts. There's a lot of different ways to develop the skill set of self-awareness. And for me, that comes in two forms predominantly, which is meditation and journaling. And I do believe that the strongest communicators in life have a deep understanding of themselves and a deep understanding of the human experience so they can relate on a more personal level and develop just really intense empathy, the ability to connect and feel what other people feel. Now, belief number 3 is probably the most powerful, and that is that I believe that there's absolutely no limit to my personal growth and my professional development of fine-tuning my skill sets. Each and every day I wake up saying, I want to perform better than I did yesterday. I want to be a better husband to Sheena. I want to be a better son to my father. I want to be a better son to my mother. I want to be a better best friend, a better communicator, a better film producer. This, I guess you'd call film, I mean content. My belief is that there's absolutely no limit to the growth, and that is the excitement and my passion each and every day is to get better at what I do, at being of service to others. And that, my friends, is what fuels my happiness and my joy. Being the best version of myself, not just professionally, not just personally, but holistically. So there you have it. My 3 weirdest beliefs.